back to my sort of favourite place, because a lot of you that know me know that I am traditionally a stamper. So the minute you give me a stamp and some ink, I'm happy. I'm a happy girl. And these honestly are so fun to play with. The cards where, you know, sort of like, we all make cards that are really, pretty cards that are covered in embellishments and things like that. But you always get that one person that category doesn't fit. And some of the sentiments on these are amazing. So I've just picked what I've been through them all, and it was like, which one shall I work with? I'm going to try and get more than one demo in for you. But I've just picked, I love this one. Don't grow up, it's a trap. And I just think it's a great sentiment there. So that's the packaging, that's how it comes to you. And these are a little acrylic stamp. If I just pop this one over my piece of card there, you can see the size of that there. So the first thing we're going to do is stamp this out. And the fonts on them are all different depending on which one you use. Some of them have got a combination of fonts. Some of them, you know, sort of got a more quirky font to go with it. And I absolutely love them. So let's just peel that off. I'm going to bring in my small. They all fit on the small stamping platform. So whatever your chosen way of stamping, if you use the rocker blocks, they'll work. An acrylic block, if you like the stamp platforms that open, any of them will work, and they just cling onto your chosen device. So I'm just going to use our little stamp platform because they're so easy to use. I'm going to bring in that black finesse ink here. All right, and I'm literally going to stamp this out. So let's just take the ink pad straight to the stamp and lots of light tapping. So that's all I want to do, lots of tapping just to encourage that ink to leave the surface of the ink pad. Make sure it's covered, and then we're going to stamp that down on here. I'm just centering it as the best I can there. Stamp it, press it. I usually wait a second just for the card to absorb the ink, and I'm just using a smooth stamping card which we've got on the show today, and there's that sentiment stamped out. Absolutely fabulous. Okay. So we need something to put it on. So I'm just going to work with some black card to mat and layer that one. Okay. And then I'm also going to bring in something that we had on the show last week, just to make a quick background. We've got all the ink pads on the show today. Quick dry inks again. So all I'm going to do is just literally rub this through that stencil, and I'm going to do a mixture of the two colours. I've just chosen a couple of the blues out of our quick dry ink section, as I say, which we've got on the show.
We do indeed.
Just literally pop that through the stencil, and all I'm doing is just rubbing it through there. So all that's done is literally transfer that ink through and just made me a nice background to work on. So if I bring in the one that I've actually decorated now, you can see here, in conjunction with a little bit of our Centura Pearl, picked out the baby blue Centura Pearl, which I think is also on the show.
Indeed it is.
Added a bit of ribbon from my stash and a bit of bling, and made myself a really nice background to pop that stamp on. So all we're going to do is use my tape pen just to add that on. And then I've got something else to show you as well,
Oh,
Joe,
really?
Yeah.
A lot of you going for this, as I did say, some of them are 60% sold out, a lot of them 40% sold out individually. Which one is your favourite? Let me know in the comments on Facebook.
So many to choose from. And then this one, again, I've done the same. I've stamped it up, and this time I embossed this one. If we can just get our Jacob to have a little look at that one, you might just be able to pick up the sheen on the letter in there.
Oh, yes.
So I've just added a bit of clear embossing powder over the top of that ink. And again, just jazzed it up with a bit of ink round the edge and a bit of bling again.
Do all stamps work for heat embossing, or do some work better than others?
It's not so much the stamp, it's the ink gel that actually makes the difference. Now, technically, you can emboss any ink. I'm going to go out there and be bold, okay? Obviously, quick dry is not the best one to use, because there's a clue there in the title. It does dry literally the minute you saw me last week with it, it does. So that wouldn't really be an option. But a lot of the water reactive inks out there, as long as it stays wet long enough for you to get the embossing powder on, you're good to go.
Okay,
but the best ones to use that I would recommend would be our pigment inks.
Wonderful.
Okay, to actually to get the best result.
Someone's asking what size card is that you're making?
What
Jan?
size card is this that I'm making? Let's have a look. It will be, it's 5.5 inches by 7.5.
Okay.
So it was cut from a piece of our A4 Centura Pearl and then scored.
Wonderful.
Yeah? So that's just giving you an idea of something nice and simple that you can do with them. And then the other bit that I wanted to show you, something else that I do at home, is journaling.
Okay.
Okay, so this
Someone said they were going to This will make you laugh. Well, it won't. It's a terrible joke. But someone said told me they were going to Plannerfest in the US in the summer, and I said, "Oh, that sounds like a terribly well organised event."
Oh gosh.
I like that one.
Do you know,
I was very proud of that
I actually
one.
heard the viewers groan
I
then,
know.
Joe.
It's a good one, though, isn't it? I liked it.
Plannerfest. So this is my journal from home. There's all sorts in here. It's basically just art journaling. There's just various bits and pieces in here.
This is fabulous. You've got all these colours.
I love it. I love it. But what I've done later on here, when I can find the right page, somewhere in here we are. Look, I've started one just using the stamps from this.
Oh.
These are perfect for stamping into. So the background's done with our aqua tints, which I'm going to show you later in the show. We've got those on the show as well. We'll have a play with those later on. And then I've just done a little bit of stamping from some of the kits that I've got at home. Included one of the, I love this one. My brain is experiencing technical difficulty. This is me all over. Please stand by.
It was so funny because I was looking for this stamp earlier and couldn't find it, and I was experiencing technical difficulties whilst looking for the actual stamp.
I just think this is a really nice way of saying senior moments.
It's senior moment. That's a good way of saying
it.
it.
Yeah, so it's become a favourite, that one. So just to finish that off, I would probably add a little bit of stenciling to it or something like that. And as I say, you can build them up. I mean, I've got backgrounds that I play with ready to stamp on.
Okay.
All sorts of different things, but it was just another idea.
It's a lovely way of using it.
Also, if you're a scrapbooker as well, I think some of these would be great as just a little quirky sentiment on a scrapbooking. So just at the side of you, I think we've got some samples, Joe, if you want to.
Absolutely. Do you want me to give you a handful and I'll grab a handful?
Just have a quick look at some ideas,
have a handful
because
there.
I think that is what helps. So we've got lots of different ones. So you can jazz them up with everything that you've got in your stash there. So wishing you a day as unforgettable as I am. They're just great, aren't they? They're going to bring a smile to someone's face, aren't they? And then again, if you prefer to work as a bit on a quirky angle, not all girls are made of sugar and spice and everything nice. Some girls are made of sarcasm and wine and everything fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
They just literally guarantee a smile, don't they? Again, any papers that you've got in your stash, add your embellishments that you've got in the stash, they work beautifully. How about using your inks there, look? Be anything but predictable. Yeah,
it's great,
so
isn't it?
all inked background on that one. And then one more there. We've got wishing you a lifetime of happiness.